My name is KSavchenko, and this is my presentation of improvements to the seatbelt. Let's start with the purpose of the seatbelt. Seatbelt has to hold the passenger in place and prevent the passenger from flying forward during the collision and also reduce the damage from the collision. Let's talk a little bit about statistics, some fun facts about seatbelts. Men are 10% less likely to wear seatbelts than women. Adults aged 35 or older are more likely to wear seatbelts compared to adults aged 18 to 34. Adults who live in rural areas, only 78% wear seatbelts. 87% of adults who live in urban and suburban areas wear seatbelts. Seatbelts actually do reduce like half of serious crash-related injuries and death. Also, airbags installed in the car provide some protection, but they're not a substitute for seatbelts. As a result, seat bags plus seatbelts is the greatest protection for adults. Here's the different types of seatbelts that are available right now on the market. Lap seatbelt or 2-point seatbelt, sash seatbelt, 3-point seatbelt, built-in seat, 5-point seatbelt, automatic belt, and 6-point harness. Lap seatbelt or 2-point seatbelt has single or dual strap fastening across the waist at 2 points. It's most commonly used on aircraft or older vehicles. Sash seatbelt is a single strap pulled across the chest, using a buckle that fastens at the hip closest to the vehicle center. Before it was sold separately from lap belts until becoming a standard in the late 1960s. A 3-point seatbelt is a standard on modern passenger vehicles. It is a combination of sash and lap seatbelt. It has a single strap pulled across the chest and across the waist. Built-in seat is a 3-point seatbelt built into the seat, comparing to the 3-point seatbelt that is attached to the vehicle's frame. Here's the examples of harness seatbelts: 4, 5, and 6-point seatbelts. These have a multi-strap using a strap on each shoulder, in addition to a lap belt that buckle together in the center. The 5-point seatbelt usually found on child safety seats, and the 6-point harness is a 5-point seatbelt with an additional strap between the legs, and it's used most commonly in auto racing. Automatic seatbelt has motorized shoulder straps that automatically secure a person as the motor starts or the door closes. It also has a manual lap belt. So here is the list of the improvements that I'm doing to the existing seatbelt: the 3-point seatbelt, inflatable seatbelt, active buckle lifter, illuminated buckle, emergency seatbelt releaser, and eye scan system, and additional cushions. I'm not actually changing the seatbelt because it does work fine, but there can be improvements done to perfect the fit of the actual seatbelt and also to reduce the injuries to the people, especially the elderly people who are a lot more fragile. One of the improvements is inflatable seatbelt, an extra airbag built into the seatbelt sash. Chest injuries and head injuries are the most common injuries seen in older people, in elder drivers. And the seatbelts are the primary source of the chest and head injuries. The inflatable seatbelt spreads the crash force over a wider area of the body. As a result, it reduces the risk of injury to the chest. The airbag, when it's deployed, it tightens the seatbelt and reduces the forward movement of the body. As a result, also reduces the potential for head injury. The inflatable seatbelt can protect the most fragile out of elderly drivers and save their life. Sometimes it is really hard to find the buckle, especially for people who are older and not as flexible, have some extra weight, or when they wear some winter clothes and then extra fabric covers the actual buckle. For that purpose, I would like to install an active buckle lifter that would help the driver to locate and fasten the buckle. When the door opens, the electric motor will activate and extend the seatbelt buckle as much as 3 inches. This will help the driver to find the actual buckle and fasten himself. When somebody starts the car, as soon as the belt ton is inserted into the buckle, the electric motor is activated again, and it will retract the buckle lifter back in its original position and kind of tighten up the seatbelt sash. The 3 inches retraction is a really good length because of the middle compartment in each car. Each size depends on the different type of cars, but mostly this buckle lifter would go as high as till the actual top, the same level of the middle compartment, or a little bit lower, but the passenger on another seat can actually also see a glimpse of the actual buckle lifter, and also can kind of help the elderly driver to not forget to buckle up and use the buckle. Also, the buckle will be illuminated to attract the passengers and the driver's attention, and I'm talking about it in the next slide. For additional comfort, I would add an LED light into the buckle to reduce the difficulties of finding the buckle for elderly people who have poor vision or who try to buckle up during the night or in dark places. The buckle light will also blink to remind the person to buckle up and fasten the seatbelt. Here's the emergency seatbelt releaser. It's a seatbelt which automatically clicks itself open underwater. This part can be installed in any car. It has a universal fit. People who live near the water or near the beach, under some circumstances, their cars can end up in the water with them inside. Usually, when people hit the water, they panic and forget to undo their seatbelt. As a result, they die from drowning. This seatbelt releaser will unbuckle, release itself in the presence of the water when it's completely submerged, and it makes the exiting of the vehicle a lot easier, and they can just save their life by having this little device installed in their seatbelt. The body shape variations which occur with obesity and aging can negatively influence the seatbelt fit. The poor seatbelt fit can increase the risk of chest injuries. And for chest injuries, I talked about inflatable seatbelt airbag. If somebody doesn't want to have an extra airbag in their car, it can be pricey. They might want to just put a cushion on the seatbelt to increase the comfort. But how to put it the right way so it doesn't bother and still position the seatbelt properly? The iScan system can measure the pressure that the driver experiences when the seatbelt tightens up. The system identifies, compares, and adjusts the experienced high pressures, and by this it can configure the different variations and how to maximize the comfort and meet the driver's specific needs of placing the cushion in the right spot in the seatbelt, and it can also help to position the seatbelt properly and decrease the risk of chest injuries this way. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, please email me.